This is my version of a lapstrake clamp. It's a woodworking clamp. I think originally made for boat building. And when you're making them to build boats, I think you need a ton of them. So people have made all kinds of really inexpensive ones that are quick to do. This is perhaps a little bit more involved than it should be for boat building. But you can cut it out in the Glowforge pretty quick, so it's not too bad. You do, however, have to glue all the layers together. The idea is that there's this cam and this arm, and it squeezes when you turn the cam. Pretty simple. Some people put a spring in, which is a kind of neat idea. I tried about 3 different versions to get to these proportions, which I like, and which are sort of big enough to be useful and small enough that I can cut them out in the Glowforge. And it actually works pretty well. Admittedly, it has a kind of narrow range, because whatever you put in here, so you put something in, you clamp it, you just throw the toggle, and it grabs tight. I mean, it's in there. You can spin them because it's not that many points of contact, but as far as squishing something together so it can get glued, it works really well. And I was trying to think of a way that you could make it adjustable, because the throw of the cam is what limits, to some extent, the thickness of something you can put in there. If you try to put in something too thick, like a stack of 3 pieces, then there's not... No, that kind of works. Maybe if it got even thicker than that, I mean, you get to a point where the cam wants to release itself, you know. But I kind of like this way of building it in stacks, because it let me make a hinge on the back, which is pretty cool. And just a steel dowel pin through it for the hinge pin. And the cam, all the pieces line up for the cam action, but there's a center rib that's raised, so it sort of sits and locks itself down into an equivalent groove in, I don't know what you would call this, the pocket that the cam sits in, like so. So, lapstrake clamp, cut out, glued on the Glowforge. I have some still images on the Glowforge forums of a couple of other versions that I made that weren't quite so successful, one of which had just a single layer of plywood for the toggle, and that pretty quickly demonstrated its lack of structure by breaking, which was too bad. But these 3 stacked together works pretty good. Thanks for watching.